In this video, we'll learn to make this simple key shape. So for this, I'll start with the rectangle tool. So I'll go to the rectangle and click anywhere in the drawing area to start this one and then type add. Because we are starting our rectangle from any random point, so we'll add this add sign. Now add the length as 40 unit and the height as 300 and press enter. Well, that's the straight rectangle. Alright, now I'll go to the line tool and I'll start from this vertex and I'll move in the downward direction and then enter a length of 20 unit and press enter. Now from this point we'll start making the key shape, and this length is obviously 70 as you can see in the dimensions. Press enter. Now move downwards, enter the length of 10 unit, press enter. Now move to the left and this length is 50 and press enter. Now once again move downwards and this length is 20 unit. Then move to the right and the length is 30. So 30, press enter. Now once again I'll move downwards and again this length is 20, press enter. Now move to the left and I should just track this point because that's equal to that length. Now once again I'll move in the downward direction, but this time the length is different. It's not 20, actually it's 16, and you already have the dimensions in the drawing, so you can find out that value. So I'll type 16 and press enter. Now I'll move to the right and this length is 12 unit, so I'll type 12, press enter and move to the downward direction, and again this is 12, press enter. Move to the left and you should track this point again because that's equal to this one, and again I'll move in the downward direction and this length is 18, so I'll type 18 and press enter. Now I'll move to the right and this length is 34, so 34, press enter. Again I'll move in the downward direction and finally this length is 12 units, so 12, press enter and join it with this line. Well, that makes our key shape. Okay, so now we have made the basic key shape. Let's add the details to this. And to add the details, I'll start by fillet tool. But before that, let's explode this polygon. So I'll go to explode tool, select this polygon and press enter. Well, now it's exploded as you can see this. Also, we have an overlapping line here. So I'll select that one and get rid of that. Okay, so now go to fillet and add a radius of 10. So I'll go to radius, add the radius value of 10. And I'll add the radius on these two vertices. Well, there we have it, the radius. Go to offset and now add a offset distance of 10 unit and press enter. Now I'll click on this line and click to the right. Again click on this line and click to the right because the next offset is also 10. Now I'll go to offset again, and this time I'll add an offset distance of 2.88, press enter. Now I'll zoom into this area, select this line and offset it in the downward direction like this. Okay, so we have added the details. Now let's get rid of some of the extra lines. For that I'll go to trim, press enter, and I'll get rid of this one as well as this one and this one. Okay, now we have the details here. Let's add the details on this side, and for that I'll start with the line tool. So I'll go to line and I'll start with the midpoint of this complete line, and this one is the midpoint because the total length is 40 and up to this point it's 20, so that's the midpoint. And I'll add the length of 140 unit and press enter. Well, there we have it, the line of length 140. Now I'll add the ellipses, and for that I'll go to this center ellipse. Now I'll select the midpoint of this line and now specify the endpoint. So in this case the endpoint is 100 units towards right, and that second endpoint is right here. Okay, so that's our first one. Now let's get rid of this line and I'll start the line tool again, but this time I'll start the line right from this intersection point, and this distance is 45. You can see this distance in the drawing as well. And now we need to add the circle. So I'll go to circle, go to this endpoint, and now add a circle with radius 35 or the diameter of 70 unit. You can see the diameter of 70 unit there. So now our drawing is almost complete. We need to add little details here as well as here. So when you zoom into this area, you'll notice that we have some gap here. So you need to get rid of that. So select the line, erase it. Go to extend tool, press enter, click on this one, as well as this one. And that's extended to the required length. Now let's go to hatch. And we'll apply the solid hatch wherever it is required. So I'll go to solid hatch pattern, zoom into this area and select this hatch. Okay, so that's the area where hatch is to be applied. And I'll click on close hatch creation, and that's our final drawing.